Let's get started with our highlights. We start things out in the ACAC as undefeated Bluffton travels to 4-2 Heritage, each looking to stay in the race for the conference crown. It's the Tigers and the Patriots in our signature matchup. Heritage fired up to hit the turf at Yeager Field on quest to hand Bluffton its first loss this year. Tigers on offense first as Axton Bestie launches deep downfield, and that is picked off by Lucas Weber, a big play to give the Pats some momentum. Heritage going to work now as Weber rolls out, fires, and that is intercepted as well by Elijah Birch to give Bluffton the ball right back. Tigers looking to capitalize as Cooper Craig gets the rock and he waltzes right into the end zone for 6. Pats need to respond as Weber gets confused in the backfield and he's brought down by John O'Leary Freeman for the sack. Ball back in the hands of Bluffton as Bestie rolls to his right, tosses it up, and Birch climbs the ladder and reaches across the goal line for the touchdown as the Tigers roll past Heritage in a 35-0 final.
A big rivalry in the SAC tonight. The Homestead Spartans and the Carroll Chargers clash under the lights, both coming in 3-1 conference records. And fans bringing the energy for this rivalry matchup. Second half, Homestead's Logan Frieden drops back to throw, but Lincoln Grabner gets en route and snatches the pick, cuts inside and hits the Jets blockers in front as he takes it all the way for the Chargers touchdown, and Carroll's rolling 42-0. Soon after, Grayson Esguerra hands it off to Devon Quixote. He slips through the gap and ducks under for the tackle for another Carroll score. Homestead trying to respond as Caleb Terriago gives it to Alexander Hand, who churns out some yards to move the chains for a first down, and Spartans in range for a touchdown as Terriago goes to Braylon Wimes. He breaks free toward the end zone, but he's stopped just short of a huge Charger hit. In the end, Carroll's defense slams the door, and the Chargers cruise to a victory 49-0, the final.
And the 100th running of the totem pole game on display at Southside. North set up 14-0 in the third as Devin Patterson calls his own number, finds a lane, and he's off to the races. A huge pickup for the Archers. He takes contact and tumbles across the goal line for the score. Touchdown, South. Archers back in scoring position as Patterson tosses it to a wide-open Tavares Snow, who coasts into the end zone for 6 more. Extra point fails, and the Legends still lead by 1. North needs to respond as Jernard Moore gets the handoff, and he gets some space, makes a cut, and he's down the sideline for a big Legends gain. 4th and 1 now for North as Jaden Rivers takes the QB keeper and keeps moving right in the end zone as Northside keeps the totem pole in a 28-13 final.
And
the Wayne cheer squad rooting on the Generals against Concordia. Wayne up 7-6 at the end of the first half as Jace White takes a deep shot for Tyree Eldridge, and Eldridge hauls it in for the 32-yard touchdown. Ensuing kickoff, Bryson Kelly trying to make something happen for the Cadets, and he's blown up by the Generals, fumbles, and Makai Muff recovers. Wayne offense back to it, trying to double up before the half as White can't find a receiver, and he's leveled by Jack Croker for the Concordia sack. Final seconds of the half, White rolling out, trying to make a play downfield, makes some moves to avoid the Cadets before he's finally brought down from behind as Concordia comes back to defeat Wayne in the second half in a 21-20 final.
Now we're moving over to the Battle of the Bishops. Both sidelines packed with energy for this rivalry shutdown. First quarter, Saints quarterback Henry Jordan hands it off to Colin Campbell. He bounces outside, cuts back in, and tears down the field all the way to the 10 for a huge Dwenger first down. Fuse plays later, Campbell again. This time he muzzles through the Lures defense and stretches that arm across the goal line as the Saints strike first 7-0. Knights answer. Knox Johnson hands it off to TJ Epperson. He finds the gap, bursts through, and moves the chains for a strong first down run. Second quarter, Lures knocking on the door as they jam it in with Braden Migrant crossing the plane, and we're square at 7 going into the half. But Dwenger turns up the heat, defeating the Knights 27-7, the final. And moving over to Northrop and Snyder for the Panthers' last game ever at Spuler Stadium. Bruins with the ball. Quarterback David Callison drops back and launches deep to Quay Guilford at the 30. He hits the gas, breaks free, and takes it all the way to the house for the first score of the night. Now Panthers turn as Max Johnson looks for Preston Hutton, and it's Kamari Underwood jumping en route as he snatches the pick and fires up the Bruins sidelines. Back to Northrop as Callison hooks up with Kobe Reese, and Reese powers straight through the defense, punching in across the goal line to stack on 6 more. Snyder fighting back, moving the chains for a first down, but the Bruins won't be denied. And it's the first time since Northrop beat the Panthers since 1999 in a 35-14 final.